I have chosen to differentiate lesson groups 1 to 5 for a student with hearing loss. According to Dalton, 15% of the student population has mild to moderate hearing loss. Johnson argues that to integrate deaf and hard of hearing students into a classroom, teachers must engage in extensive pre-planning activities and strategies to accommodate the need for alterations within the lesson plan. Throughout this presentation, I will explain and justify the importance of alterations I've made to 3 of the lesson plans, whilst also highlighting its relationship to the quality teaching framework. Within the Explore and Explain lesson, the research task specified that students were to work in groups, conducting internet research on the Holocaust. The first differentiation, which is the text in blue, was changing the instructions from group work to working in pairs. For a student with hearing loss, working in groups can be overwhelming, frustrating, and even can lessen their confidence. But in pairs, one student is wearing a microphone linked to the hearing device. It also means that the student with hearing loss is only reading the lips of one student. This alteration means direct and clear communication can occur and ensures that the student with hearing loss is effectively engaged in the activity. The second differentiation, which is the text in blue, requires the pairs to collate their research onto a Google Doc. Ford argues that media technologies should be utilised in the classroom for hard of hearing students to demonstrate meanings and concepts. In this instance, Google Docs demonstrates the students' understanding of the Holocaust in both a written and visual form. In regards to the quality teaching framework, both differentiations align with the quality learning environment dimension. It links specifically to the element of social support, as working in pairs allows both students to offer each other support and guidance throughout the task. It also links to the element of engagement, as the Google Docs activity does not require any auditory learning. It focuses purely on visual and written expression, which is an inclusive environment for a student with hearing loss. Within the final lesson titled Evaluate, I have differentiated, which is the text in blue, by incorporating a 2-minute YouTube video explaining the form of a reflective writing piece. It is argued that subtitles are only effective when they do not disturb the viewer, and for this to be achieved, subtitles need to reach a high level of readability. I ensured that the subtitles for the video, which is pictured below, were clear and were coherent, so that a student with hearing loss was engaging in the same material as other students. In regards to the quality teaching framework, this differentiation relates to the dimension of significance and the element of background knowledge. The video provides the students with general background information on reflective writing. For a student with hearing loss, reading this information via subtitles also engages with the element of inclusivity, ensuring the student is included in the information being presented. Within the lesson titled Engaging, I have differentiated the question, which is the text in blue, that students will answer after watching the trailer for Schindler's List. As the student with hearing loss cannot hear the soundtrack or characters' voices, focusing on the facial expressions, behaviour and hand gestures can help them to understand the story. In other words, rather than focusing on the auditory, students will analyse the visual. This differentiation relates to the dimension of intellectual quality and links to the element of deep knowledge. It requires students to focus on the key concepts and themes of the trailer through the analysis of the character's emotion and expression.